What is going on, soldiers? The boss here, and this tutorial is about how to fly on the most difficult map in Battlefield Hardline, the Backwoods. So here I'm trying to show you my tricks how to fly the chopper while not colliding with those huge trees and still shoot down a lot of players. So I'm going to split up this tutorial in 3 parts. I'm going to show you my setup, then why this map seems to be so hard to fly on and the biggest mistakes players are doing, and at last how to become successful flying a chopper on the Backwoods. Now let's start with the first part of this video, my setup. So for flying a chopper I'm always using the mechanic class cause it has the repair tool, and on the Backwoods you're always getting really close to foot soldiers and counter-attack trucks. That's why you're always getting damage and you have to be prepared to repair the chopper, otherwise you're down in a pretty short time. The rest of the equipment is not that important because you will be most time in the chopper, so just take what you want and what you like most for this class. For the attack chopper I'm using as a primary weapon a minigun, because it has a high firing frequency and it deals good damage to vehicle and ground troops. Then I'm also using the IR flares cause at some point somebody will aim at you with the stinger when you're killing him too often. And at last I'm highly recommending the air radar. This will help you to spot the enemy's chopper right away and gives you the advantage to flank the chopper and to destroy it without getting too much damage. The rest of the setup is not that important because this tutorial is only about being the pilot and not the co-pilot. Let's get to part 2. When I was observing other pilots taking the chopper, they did not last long and I assume they did not kill a lot of enemies in that time. For example, on the radar you can see a pilot going down after approximately 40 seconds. I don't want to say that he's a bad pilot in general, but many players are not used to the environment and even the enemy's chopper went down because the pilot was probably colliding with a tree. So what are the most mistakes pilots are doing on this map and why is it actually so difficult? Definitely not only the huge trees are a problem. I'm sure there would be less collisions if everybody would fly through it without shooting. So at first I think that pilots are getting too greedy to let enemies run away, and through that they put themselves into a bad position and crash against trees. Then another problem is that if you are flying close to the ground to get kills, the risk is increasing immensely to get damaged by ground troops or even get shot in the chopper, which happened to me quite a lot. Fortunately the enemy's chopper is not that big of a deal because they usually kill themselves very fast, therefore there are only 2 things to care about most. I think these are the most common reasons for dying while flying a chopper on Backwoods. Now I'm going to tell you how you are going to be able to fly a chopper a really long time and do a lot of kills without dying. But first let me add that if you have no experience in flying a chopper, you should try out an easier map like Dust Bowl in order to learn to fly. Or you just go to an empty server, otherwise there is no use in trying to fly right away on this map in a fight. In order to fly good on Backwoods I have 4 factors which help me to have success in this. First, when I spot a chopper I try to kill it before it spots me in order to decrease the risk of getting killed. So I'm constantly checking if there is a chopper approaching on the air radar. When I then get involved into an air fight, I'm trying to shoot with short breaks in between because I don't want my minigun to overheat and I can use that time to correct my position. Then I'm also ignoring some soldiers in order to maintain my safe position and to prevent the risk of flying against a tree. I think doing 1 less kill in the whole game is better than waiting a lot of time until the next chopper is on. Furthermore, I try to fly along the road as there are no trees in the way, and I'm only flying directly between them when I don't have to make huge turns in order to survive them. And at last, when I'm flying into the battle, I just shoot and then I'm retreating and come back after a turn somewhere else. In that way I try to prevent to get too much damage or even get killed in the chopper. This helps me also to get a new overview over the situation and to correct my position.